everybody, today we are going to be doing a double hammock double rings, which is a base minus, usually a base minus 3 carry depending on how your wraps, whether it wraps long or short, and how long of tails that you're going to want to have. I'm going to be doing a base minus 2, and my tails are going to come a little bit close to down to my knee. So if you don't want that long of tails, then you'll definitely want to use a little bit of a shorter wrap. But if you have a very pretty wrap that you want to show off the tails, then you can definitely use a base minus 2. So you're also going to need a set of sling rings, preferably large sling rings, because the large sling rings are going to give you enough access to putting all the thick woven material through it. But again, if you have a very thin wrapping woven wrap, then you might be able to get away with a medium size set of sling rings. So to start the carry, it's going to be set a little bit off center. So you will find your middle marker and you put that up on your chest. Some people like to just kind of come out about, almost an arm's length or so out and start there. Or you can also put the middle marker up on your chest and come around kind of to the middle of your back and start the carry off that way. So this is where we're going to start our baby. I tried to do this a minute ago with my 18-month-old and she was not cooperating, so I'm going to be using a demo doll, and hopefully that works out okay, because it's sort of a newborn size, and sometimes double hammocks are a little bit hard with newborn sized babies, but we'll make it work. So the first thing we're going to do is put that up onto baby's back, and I am going to do a cross arm toss or a Superman toss, get baby up onto my back. And for now, I'm just going to keep both of my tails over my shoulders because I find it a little bit easier to make a seat that way. So I'm going to pin down my top rails and I'm going to reach around behind and find baby's legs and tuck up a seat for the baby. Which is a little bit harder of a task with a baby doll. And then I'm going to just gather my shorter tail over my shoulder, securing those passes. Work my top rails up and over and tighten everything down. I'm gonna go ahead and pin both of these so I can work on my little baby's missing feet at the moment. There's one, and here's the other one. Okay, got them, hopefully. All right, so now that I've got my baby's feet out, what I'm going to then do is drop this rail under my arm, and I'm going to pass it underneath this rail that I had secured between my legs. So once I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and pull this and secure it back between my legs and just use this second longer side to make kind of a chest belt. It's going to stay gathered, but you can go ahead and start working out the slack as you go around because it makes it a little bit easier to keep it tight that way. So just kind of work out your slack. We're going to go around, pass it to our other hand, and it's going to loop back over baby, pop it up over their bottom, not over their head, and you're going to secure a second seat pass, and again come up over your shoulders, tighten everything back up, feel around, make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. Alright, so from here we're just going to make sure that we keep some tension. I like to take the long tail and then tuck it between my legs and work with the shorter tail first because I find that it secures the carry down just a little bit easier. And from there, you can do it one of two ways once you have everything snug. You can either go ahead and take your first sling ring and slip it through and kind of pull it up over your shoulder to up to your neck just to kind of keep it in place, and then you're going to pass that tail through the chest pass that you made, or the chest belt that you made. Try to keep it straight and flat if at all possible. So that way there's no twists that are going to come up over your shoulders. And I do that just by finding both of my rails and just kind of pulling them out into the sides. So from here, we're going to find that sling ring that we just tucked up here, and we're going to pull the tails back through that sling ring again. So here we go. And it's nice and easy to adjust just by, once again, taking those tails and pulling them kind of out and up. And you have that side of your carry completely secured. So the second way that you can do your sling ring passes is to first tuck your tail through the chest pass, which some people like to do it that way because it holds it a little bit tighter and keeps you from sort of losing some of that seat. And you can see where I have a twist right here, so I'm going to work that out first by following the top rail, and there we go, passing it where I can see that there's no twisting going on. That little doll baby's hand is super fun right here on my neck. All right, so now I can take my second sling ring and just kind of holding on to that tail, I'm going to pass the sling ring from my arm through the tail. And you can see how long these tails are with a base -2. So I said you can definitely do it with a little bit of a shorter wrap at this point. And then we're just going to take that sling ring, follow it up the tail, pulling it up. And then snug everything down, find the end of your tail, and pass it through that second side of the sling ring. Then tighten everything up. You can move these a little bit further over if you're more comfortable with them over. If you want them a little closer inside of your chest, you can do it a little bit closer inside of your chest, but this is how your chest belt is going to look. How my flowy tails kind of look. And how the back of the carry, sides of the carry, and there you go. That is a double hammock, double ring. Some people like to go through and twist their tails around. If you have a lot of tail, and you can come back and sort of tie off in the back, or just kind of spread them out, one side to the other side, spread, spread. Then take them back and tie around. So you can do all kinds of pretty things once you sort of get to this point. It just depends on how much tail that you have left over and what you kind of want to do with it. You don't have to tie a full knot in the back either, just kind of a single knot to hold those pretty passes that you made in place. But that is a double hammock double ring.